Now I want to hear a huge round of applause and lots of cheering as we welcome into the room your bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Prichard.
Oh Lord. I didn't know I was first. Okay. Come and stand there.
Yeah, what do you look like?
Wow, okay. I would be lying if I didn't say how excited and delighted.
She said, I won't cry.
I am to see everyone here for the wedding of Matthew and Lauren. Oh, God. This is bad.
Yeah.
We've waited such a long time to all come together for this happy occasion. 2 postponements, and now we finally get to celebrate in person. I know everyone's travelled the distance to be here today, some more than others. But I hope you enjoy the beautiful location in the Scottish borders. And it's not raining. There have been some changes over the last couple of years to the original wedding plans, but Lauren has always had a very clear vision of how she wanted us to celebrate. And with the help of Maria, who styled the elopement also, she has brought this to fruition today. I suck, yes. About the bride. My beautiful, talented, clever daughter, Mini-Me, she never really had an interest in boys as boyfriends. When we lived in Spain together, she had boys as friends, Alberto and Danielle, who were at school with her and who are here today. She moved back to finish her studies in Scotland and live with her grandparents, and always seemed focused on her future, going to uni and wanting a career. So then I got a call. Mum, I've got a boyfriend. He's called Matthew. I was quite surprised, but also annoyed that I couldn't check this guy out for myself as I was in another country. So I had a wee wait until she could bring him out to Spain. I remember at the airport meeting this tall, shy, quiet, polite young boy and thinking that I hoped my gregarious, loving daughter wasn't scaring the living daylights out of him. But I think she left that job for me.
Yeah.
Who knows what he thought on meeting her mum for the first time, but it must have been okay, because he came back. And the 2 of them spent long holidays with me, which I really enjoyed, as we went to music festivals, late night dinners in Campeo, on our favourite €1 Montedito day, where Matthew decided he loved Tinto Verano. That's a red wine soda type of drink, and it actually came with a cara, which is like a pint glass. And you're quite partial to that, Matthew. It was €1 as well, also. I think that when they went on a trip to Valencia together, without me, is when I realised she was no longer just my daughter, as she now came as a pair.
It's not that funny.
Knock yourself out.
Wrong bit.
It became clear that they were besotted with each other and couldn't bear to be apart. So if Lauren came to me, so did Matthew, and they spent loads of time together at Matthew's home in Houston, which is in Renfrewshire, not in America. I can remember Lauren telling me that Matthew wanted to marry her. Not that I took it that seriously, and I asked her where she saw her future going with Matthew. She told me that she simply couldn't imagine Matthew not being in her life, which I thought was a very powerful statement, and she meant it. When they got engaged, we were all so delighted for them. And they have so much love for each other and are so committed to one another. They got another addition to their home too, in the shape of their gorgeous kitty Jasmine. If Lauren could have included her as a ring bearer.
Junior bridesmaid.
Yes. But she's being well looked after in Edinburgh. The last few years have not been easy. For Lauren and Matthew, they've supported each other through tough university times, both lockdowns, and literally through sickness and in health. They have both graduated and moved into the no more student discount, no more SAS and having to pay council tax world. I'm so proud of Matthew for becoming a leading light in the fraud industry. That's catching the bad guys.
Damn.
Yeah. And Lauren has created an online business in spite of her quite serious health issues. I'm amazed by her tenacity and courageousness. I'm very lucky that I get to live nearby and be part of their Edinburgh life. Although, to be fair, we don't actually get out that much. Their unconditional love for each other always shines through. They embrace each other's flaws, but celebrate what they love about each other. It gives me great pleasure, if you'd like to raise a glass, to toast to the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Prichard, Matthew and Lauren Langmey Lumbeek, as they say. The bride and groom. Cheers! And if you would like to know what the phrase means at the end, I have written it.
So, there were two things on our first date that told me that Lauren and I would be together forever. The first was how she forgave me for making her pay for her own McDonald's. She didn't forget, but she forgave. The second was the hours that we sat and talked for as though there was no one else in the world but the two of us. I'm so glad to finally celebrate our love with all of you. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for coming here and for having faith that this time it would actually go ahead. I would like to thank the mother of the bride, Andrea, both for raising such a wonderful and inspiring daughter and for all her help with planning and organising this wedding 3 times. She has been invaluable and we couldn't have done it without her. I'd also like to thank Lauren's granny, Irene, for all the help she has given us for the wedding and the honeymoon, and also for witnessing our elopement last year. I must also thank Lauren's beautiful bridesmaids, Laura, Jane and Tiffany, for all their support and help. We are also grateful to all our friends who have travelled all the way here from Spain, Alberto, Danielle and Moy, and who we've known since the start of our relationship. And I would like to give special thanks as well to the wonderful Maria, who has created all the wonderful stationery that you're seeing and styled this incredible room as well. Now let's all enjoy the lovely food this evening, and we do request that everyone join us on the dance floor later on. And for those of you who haven't had a ceilidh before, good luck, and no one's watching. And lastly, I would like to raise a toast to my incredible wife Lauren. I'm forever grateful to have met her, and I can't express the depths of my love for you, forever and always. Oh. Cheers. Cheers.
So, I know it's not traditional for the bride to give a speech, but as you all know by now, I'm truly milking this bride situation. It's my whole personality at this point. I actually cannot believe we're finally here. 4 years of planning, 3 wedding dresses, yes, there's another one for later, 2 postponements, 1 elopement, and now I'm standing here at my dream wedding with my dream husband. To be honest, I think the groom is the only thing that I haven't changed during the planning process. I am honestly so delighted that all of you are here today, and just how far some of you have travelled to celebrate with us really means the world. A wedding can happen anywhere and at any time, but it can only be a true celebration when all the people you love are there to share it with you. I can honestly say it was worth the wait. I would like to say a special thank you to my lovely friend Maria, who has offered me incredible advice during planning and helped me bring my vision to life with her beautiful styling and calligraphy. The beautiful menus and place cards sitting in front of you were designed by her, and I feel honoured to call this talented and kind lady my friend. I would like to give thanks to my beautiful bridesmaids, Laura, Jane and Tiffany, who are both like sisters to me. You both look stunning, which is why I've ensured you aren't sitting close enough to upstage me. I also want to thank my mum for coming along to every wedding, appointment, and also being the best mum in the world, I guess. Growing up, most of the time it was just the two of us. We've Always been best friends, and I never thought about how someone else would fit into our close bond. Nothing makes me happier than the relationship you share with Matthew. You are both the reason every day has so much love and laughter. When I started writing my speech, one memory in particular came to mind. This was my grandparents' golden wedding. I believe I was about 14, and it was such a lovely occasion. I remembered writing in the guest book that I hoped to find my own true love to celebrate a golden wedding with one day. And although we're only just approaching 1 year of marriage, not 50, I realised that my wish came true. My grandparents have always been my inspiration when it comes to love. I can only hope that Matthew and I have the opportunity to go on half as many adventures. When my granda found out about our engagement, I heard that he excitedly ran into his yoga class to tell everyone his granddaughter was engaged. I wish with all my heart that he was here today to give me away, but I know that he's somewhere raising a gin and tonic in our honour. Obviously, we saved the best until last with my speech, but that does mean that I know you're all willing me to finish so you can tuck into the food described so deliciously on the menu in front of you. So finally, I would like to thank my handsome husband for being himself and for being mine. He's the kindest person I've ever met and my one true love. We were voted most clingy couple in our high school yearbook, and I suppose they were right. Matthew, you've made my life feel like a fairy tale. Even on the hardest of days, your love never falters. We've been together for 7.5 years, and I don't know what life is like when I'm not next to your name. But now it's not just Lauren and Matthew, it's Mr. and Mrs. Prichard. They say that true love is when both people think they are the lucky one. And I think after hearing our speeches, you'll agree that describes us perfectly. I would like to propose one final toast to celebrating love, to being patient, and to planning the 10-year vow renewal. Cheers! I hope you're available, Maria.